This weekend we begin the 17th week of Ordinary Time, and I've chosen as the theme, offering the little we have. In the first reading, Elisha gets about 100 people at his side that he had to feed, but they had only 20 barley loaves. So 100 going to share 20 loaves. This will be quite hard. And so for Elisha's servant, it's not enough, which rationally we will all say it wasn't enough. But Elisha takes the 20 loaves, blesses God for these loaves, and he was able to feed 100 people with the 20 barley loaves. It is in the same way that in the gospel reading, after Jesus had crossed the lake of Tiberias, a lot of crowds follow him, and evening comes. But the disciples see that these people are hungry, and this is a deserted place where there is no market, there is no food. So the disciples suggest to Jesus to send these people away so they could buy food elsewhere. But Jesus tells his disciples, feed them yourselves. Feed them yourselves. In these two readings, it is clear that they didn't have enough. They didn't have enough. But the little that they had, in Jesus' case, it was 5 loaves and 2 pieces of fish. But Jesus and Elisha were able to feed the 5,000 and the 100 respectively. And even in Jesus' case, it said that they collected enough after Jesus had fed those 5,000 men. So dear brothers and sisters, as Christians, one thing we have to realize is that we all have something in our hands. But like Elijah's servants, or like the apostles, these are things at times we see as insignificant. It is not much, it's not enough. And that is our thinking, and that begins to shape who we are. And so there are some of us who wouldn't dare to join the church's choir because we think we don't know how to sing. But you don't have to sing like Michael Jackson before you can help in the church's choir. There are some of us who think we don't have enough money, we don't have $1 million, so we can share with others. But you don't have to get $1 million before you could be generous. Because there are always a lot of needs. There are many people in need that we are overwhelmed. We think we cannot do anything to help. But if we will be bold, and if we will be people of faith and offer these little things God has given to us, these little talents, these little resources we have, we will feed the 5,000 around us. Jesus took 5 loaves and fed 5,000. And so to us, no matter the little we have, let's trust and know that as soon as we begin to share the little we have, we begin to feed many. We begin to clothe many people who are naked. And we begin to do a lot of amazing things. In the latter part of the gospel, that's the gospel from John, we read that Jesus tells the disciples to pick the pieces of bread and fish left so that nothing gets wasted. And so, dear brothers and sisters, I think the next question we have to ask ourselves is, how do we spend our excesses? You've had your need, what you needed to survive. It was a necessity. But aside that, now you have something left. How do you spend it? How do you use it? And so in our own homes, we have water to the extent that we begin to misuse water. We have food to the extent that we begin to misuse food. But like Mother Teresa once said, God does not have hands. And so until we begin to channel these resources, these are excesses to other people who are in need, we should forget it. Nobody is going to do it. God does not have hands. And that is why God uses you to feed those who are hungry. God uses you to bless those who are in need. Jesus tells them to collect the excesses, that nothing gets wasted. And so ask yourself, what are you wasting? Some of us in our wardrobes, there are clothing that for the past 1 year we haven't used it. It tells you that you don't need it. Because without it, you've been able to stay this past 1 year and life is going on. So it means you don't need that cloth. That shoe that has been sitting down for the past 1 year that you haven't used, it means you don't need it. There are people who are in need. There are people who are going barefooted. There are people who are going hungry. Not even a meal in a day. And so how could we all channel these resources to other people who are in need? Once again, Jesus is telling us that gather everything and make sure nothing is wasted. You may think it's in your wardrobe. You may think it's your own money sitting in your bank account, so it's not being wasted. But mind you, there are people who are in need. And your little can do magic in somebody's life. Your little could be somebody's source of miracle. And so this day we are all entreated by the Lord to offer the little we have. And God will feed the masses. Let's offer the little talents we have, and we make our church communities, our religious communities, our homes, better places. May God bless us and give us the grace to be people who are able to offer our little to others. To be people who are not wasting resources. May God bless us all now and forever. Amen.